Alright, so that's counting. Shrimp went on sale this past week. Buy one, get one, so I decided it'd be a good time to do shrimp and grits. Uh, actually, a friend of mine who introduced me to shrimp and grits a while back died this past week, so it's kind of appropriate I'm doing shrimp and grits. Remember my friend. I actually thought ahead on a lot of it today, and I've already prepped some things. I got my bacon chopped up and started to cook because everything starts with bacon. Bought a new pan for it, even a little deeper than what I used to use. I prefer my cast iron, but I don't. A big cast iron that big is expensive. Uh, Once I start doing my stuff for the shrimp, I'm gonna go ahead and start the water boiling for my grits. Going with just over 4 cups of water to 1 cup of grits. Put a little salt in there because grits and rice both, if you don't put salt in them, they're not any good. Put the lid on it so it'll start to boil. Get my jar out for the bacon grease so that it's not cold when I pour the extra grease in later. Hot and cold don't always mix. This is a brand new pan and it's wobbling. Starting to wonder if something's wrong with the eye of my stove because everything's wobbling. I thought maybe I had warped the other pan. So this part will take a few minutes. Probably should have started cooking it before I started because you don't need to watch bacon fry, do you? And I'm not all that entertaining to talk to. Things have been going well in my life. I actually started losing weight for some reason. So it's good to do something like this to counter out that weight loss that I've been having. Get a little nervous when I'm losing weight and not trying to. Did a rescue class earlier today for my dive instruction work. It went pretty well. Guy has a lot of tech equipment and there's no quick release for the shoulders for it, so that made getting him in and out of the gear interesting. And he had the cave reel, or the cave set up, so he had a long hose wrapped around his neck. That would tangle things up. So what I'll do here is I'll start with a pound of bacon chopped up and get it browned, and I'll dip the bacon out, set it aside. I drain off the extra grease, and I'll use the grease to brown up my onions, saute my onions, and then my peppers and my sausage. Then I'll dump my shrimp in. I'll put a little bit of chicken broth in there and get my shrimp somewhat cooked. And then I'll add in my cream and my grits. I mean, not my grits, but my cheese. And that'll be the majority of the shrimp portion. A while back I did this, and I got a call out for work. My nephew was here at the time. I said, hey, I'm putting this on low. I'll be back after a while. Just stir it every once in a while. It turned out to be one of the best batches of shrimp and grits forever because it just sit there on low for like 3 hours while I was gone. Had a boat sinking. Gonna make a pretty big batch, so it'll last me a while. Yeah, I should have got that like halfway cooked before I started the live. Would have passed the time a little more productively because, man, it's already 5 minutes and this is not even browned yet. Most of the time when I do a live, it's because I'm cooking something. I figure, well, it's a way to pass the time. I tell people all the time, the secret to cooking is when you cook, cook. Don't be doing other crap. Because you'll walk away and burn it. So this will keep me sitting right here because it'd be rude to walk away from it and just watch. Take that water a little while to boil. The other bonus of doing this is I have to clean up a little bit. Make it presentable. I thought about I did fried potatoes last weekend. Oh, this could be a decent little live cook thing. But I looked around the house and said I don't feel like cleaning up, so screw that. My sister's supposed to come visit this weekend, so I need to clean up a little bit anyway. Now that's wobbling. Most things that I use bacon, I cook the bacon so I get the grease, and then I'll pull the bacon out so that it doesn't burn while I'm cooking other stuff. Let me get my glasses so I can read what's there. Hello, 513 Gaming. Are we 10? Is that what it is? I don't know. Rex 513 Gaming. Anyway, hello. Put these back over here. Hello, Mary Baskin. Thanks for watching. One of the things a lot of people don't realize about bacon is it keeps cooking after you take it off. So I like to take it off about half cooked. And you can't put it in after because then it won't actually cook. It won't get crispy. Like a lot of things, there's a fine line of getting it just right. And of course, the most important rule about cooking bacon is to wear a shirt. Don't ever do it without a shirt on. Look at that shit. It's a brand new pot and it's wobbling all over the place. But I started doing this stuff just because I'm taking these dive trips and doing videos. So I figured it would be a good thing to do, which is a way to share my diving videos. And then I started doing this as a way just to be active when I'm not diving. Alright, I got my water boiling for my grits, so I'm going to work in a cup of grits into the boiling water. I already put a little salt in there. Give it a stir. And my bacon needs to come off now. So scoop that into a little bowl for the side. One thing about cutting it up small, some of it's a little too crispy and some of it's not quite done yet. You know, so it'll all come out okay in the end. Ooh, I didn't kick that down below, did I? Kick that off the high too. Alright, set that to the side. Pour a little bit of this son of a bitch. That got hot. Them wooden handles are not insulated. Pour a little bit of that off into my grease. Ooh. That back onto the heat too. Alright. Throw my onions in that grease. Those look like they're wooden handles, but they're not. They're hot. I diced up 3 onions. I'm going to let that saute a little bit in that grease. Just mix it again, like that, before they boil over. That went from one extreme to the other real quick, didn't it? Oh, everybody got bored. There's nobody watching now. That's good. They didn't see me burn my fingers on the handle then. If you're going to cook, you need to have a drink. Alright, so like I said, I'm sauteing my onions a little bit. I want them to start kind of getting clear. Right now I'd say they're like half cooked, most of them. turn my grits down a little bit more. They're still loving pretty hard. Alright, the onions are about half cooked, so I'm going to go ahead and put my sausage in. And the sausage, I just use these little Johnsonville brought things, but this is the New Orleans style sausage. They make a better cheddar. I love to eat when I'm going camping. They cook great over an open fire. I can't figure out how to say the name of the Andalou sausage. Andalou sausage, something like that. So that'll take a few minutes now to brown up a bit. I prepped a lot of this stuff beforehand, but that doesn't give me anything to do while it's not ready for the next step. I got to try to be sociable and stuff. The other thing I like about these little sausages is they're like bite size. When you're doing this, you can get a shrimp and a sausage and without overpowering it. So guys, great big sausages, then it's hard to get a mixture of the flavors. Back up a little bit. I am a huge fan of waste not, want not, so I saved my bacon grease. Just use a mason jar. I put a napkin over the top of the lid and I pour it in there, and then I'll stick it in the fridge in a little while. And if I just need a little bit of grease, I'll go back to it with a spoon later, dip some in there, like scrambled eggs or something. If I was going to take a little teaspoon of grease, put in my pan. A lot of people complain, oh, bacon grease is so bad for you. Fat's fat. The only difference about bacon grease is it has more sodium in it because it's salt cured a lot of it. Just don't salt your food afterwards, and same difference. Give my grits a stir so that they're not lumping up. Grits is one of the things I'm picky about. I will not order grits in a restaurant because you never know what you're going to get. Things like Cracker Barrel, they serve so many old people that can't have salt that they don't cook them with salt. They're like, oh, you add it later. No, you can't. If you don't cook it with it in there, it ain't any good. don't have salt in there, it's going to have this watery flavor to it that will not go away. I don't care what you do to it. You can even put hot salt and make that shit go away. The bacon that dropped earlier. Mentioned my friend passing away. I was just talking the other day about how I'm running out of the older folks passing away. Getting way too close to being my turn. So I really don't like people my age passing away. Go ahead and add in my bell pepper. I bought one of those 3-packs of bell pepper. Got yellow, green, and red bell pepper. A lot of things I do, I like for it to get colorful. Same with my fried rice. I like to try to get all the colors represented. Little piece of bacon that is down in the grease. You go ahead and pull that out. Probably is kind of boring to watch me cook. It'd be like watching paint dry. There's a couple of chicks I follow cooking on Instagram and stuff. Mostly because they'll do it in the thongs. I'm not going to do that. A couple of guys that barbecuing and stuff that are pretty decent to watch. Can't remember their names right now. And then some things will go for a little while and then they'll kind of die off. grits are about half cooked, so I'm going to add some cheese into it. We've got some white cheddar. You know, I do like half of one of these already shredded stuff. I know a lot of people say you should buy the block cheese and then shred it all up, but I'm not claiming to be a professional. I'm just a lazy redneck. Stir that cheese in now. Most of my cheese I'm going to put in the sauce, but I like to put a little bit in the grits. Alright, I think that's all cooked enough, and I'm going to add the shrimp now. And that 2 big old packets of shrimp. I bought them already peeled and deveined, but, wait a minute, damn it. I missed a couple of them with tails. I assume they left the tails on for frying, but I've been seeing people leave the tails on and serving them to people for things like shrimp and grits with the tails on. I'm like, that's disgusting, people. I don't want to have to keep cleaning my dinner. I want it to be ready to go. We go ahead and add a cup or so of chicken broth. That. He put a little bit more than that in there. I want it to be enough that we'll call it 2 cups. Just somewhat have the shrimp mostly covered while it's cooking. Cut up the red pepper that I pulled out of my little garden plot a little while ago, and I hadn't cut up, so if you'll excuse me, cut this real quick. Throw those in there. Wasn't quite enough really of those that were ripe, so I'm going to throw some red pepper flake in there. Hit it with some cayenne to make up for being short of the red pepper, because I like my stuff to be a little bit spicy. And you can smell that now. Give it all a good stir. Apparently I inhaled a little bit of that cayenne. And my sneezes always come in at least 2. I'm going to turn the heat off of my grits now and give them another stir. Still a little soupy-ish, but they should firm up a little bit more here. See, my shrimp are already turning colors, so stir them up for any that did not get into enough heat to be done yet. I don't want to cook them until they get rubbery because I'm going to be adding in the cheese and cream here in a few minutes. All right. There it is. Snake it a bit. So I got another thing of white cheddar. This is extra sharp. Just what happened to be on sale that day, I would say. I am all about the buy one, get ones. That does not look like enough cheese. So I'm going to do a whole nother package of it. And some heavy whipping cream. About that much. Give that all a good stir. Let the cheese get melted. Get all that flavors incorporated into the cream. Once that's melted, you can go ahead and eat it, but I think it's better to let it simmer for a little while. Let all that flavors combine real good. Oh, damn. Don't forget to put the bacon back in. Everything's better with bacon. Those pieces that got crispy, they're going to soften back up a little bit now. The grits got good and thick. Even though it's just me and grits don't really keep, what I have left over I'll mix back in with my shrimp and grit, and it won't harden into a little brick. I'm going to turn this down on low, put a lid on it, let it simmer, come back around every so often and stir it. And it will be ready to go. whenever I'm ready to eat. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Something a little different. And I will see you next time. Oh, wait a minute. I got another person that has commented. Let me see what we have here. Solomon Bagish says hello. Well, hello back. And I have a trip coming up in a couple weeks down to the Keys to dive a couple of wrecks down there. We call it our heavy metal trip. I'll dive the Thunderbolt, the Vandenberg, and the Spiegel Grove. So hopefully I'll get some good video diving content and get those videos up and going. I'm excited about it because I have not dove those wrecks in probably 10 years. And that's it for now. If you try this recipe, good luck with it. Make it your own. Add whatever you'd like. And I will see you next time. Let me know if you decide to try it and like it. And how to do this now. I think I can just hit the X.